I'm Gary Zeke, born in Astoria 83 years ago. I have a refuge up here in Nampa, Oregon. I was always on this end of the county picking up injured birds. I've had many hawks and owls at my house, and sometimes some eagles and stuff. Eventually they take off, they get with their own kind, you know, and they leave you.
In 1987, Gary Zeke hatched a brazen scheme centered around a Seahawks Monday night football game.
Gary's brother had bone cancer, and he was dying. He loved the Raiders. We loved the Seahawks. So we decided we would take him to a game, his last game.
To make the trip extra memorable, Gary decided to smuggle a rescued seagull into the game and release it. Gary's friend Pudgy Hunt saw a marketing opportunity for his restaurant.
I said, well, if you release it, put some banners on it and say, go Seahawks, East Bank Saloon, and I'll give you $500.
Gary and Peggy fashioned ribbons into loops around the seagull's legs and headed off to the game.
We got to the Kingdom, so I got the seagull in my purse. Well, I couldn't go in until they weren't checking purses anymore. So I want to give that bird some air, so I unzipped the zipper. His head came out, and what does he do? He bites my finger. I could hear.
People watching this are going to say, good, lady, you had it coming.
I probably did. This guy was just waving everybody through, and so I just looked at him, smiled, and I went through.
From the Kingdom in Seattle, Washington, it'll be a noisy, sellout crowd for tonight's meeting of the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Raiders.
Well, of course, Brian Bosworth, that's what everybody come to see, but he had a pretty kinky hairdo there. But anyway, we went to watch Brian and how he was going to beat up on Bo Jackson. And all I got to tell you is, poor Brian.
And here goes Bo for the touchdown. He and Bosworth one-on-one, and Jackson just jumps him into the end zone.
The original plan was to release the bird during the first Seahawks touchdown. But when that happened in the first quarter, Peggy was still outside the stadium navigating security. After she got to her seat with the bird, the Raiders scored 37 unanswered points.
He may not stop till Tacoma. Oh, he was flying.
The game went on and on and on, and I thought, I have to pack this guy home.
The Zekes did not give up hope.
Craig looking for Tice, the tight end, and has him for the touchdown.
I had it in my hands. Of course, when they made the touchdown, everybody jumps up. When they jumped up, I just... The guy next to me, he didn't even know I launched it. In fact, nobody did.
I'm laying on my bed at home. The game's extremely boring. And I said, is that a Seahawk that just flew by? And then Michaels and him started talking about the bird.
Oh, my God. And we've got the Seahawk that's let loose flying around the Kingdom. Are we really seeing that?
I think this is when you called me in and said, I think Zeke did it.
No, that's a live bird, if you're wondering. We're kidding about it, but somebody released a bird. I don't know if it's a Seahawk or not. We'll have to call the Audubon Society, but that bird is still flying around in the dome. Stick around, folks. This is the most drama we've got right now.
When the game concluded, the Seagulls' sojourn had just begun. Stories appeared in newspapers across the country about the bird who was content with scavenging hot dogs and popcorn. And then the streamers fell off his legs. An intrepid reporter tracked down Pudgy at the East Bank Saloon.
I thought, I better not say anything. And so I just said, well, I heard the guy that did it is going to be in trouble. And they said, we'll take care of any trouble this guy has if you tell us the story. So I squealed on him. I ratted him out.
So got a call from the feds. Hey, Peggy, did Gary let that seagull go? Well, I was going to narc on him, too. I was going to say I didn't do a thing. He did it. But see, that didn't work either. So I didn't want to go to prison. I said, well, it wasn't us. So this went on.
You lied to him.
I lied to him.
Who's number one? We are! What do you do? Hip hop! Poor Larry the bird sat on his perch, while the Tumwater T-birds made enough noise to ruffle the little guy's feathers. High school teams from around the state are here practicing for the King Bowl this weekend. Maybe Larry won't leave because he likes football.
They had a trap door on that building
Yeah.
they opened up.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, I thought they would. That's what we thought they'd do. They'd just open the trap door and he's going to go out.
So far, all attempts to help him leave have failed. Yesterday, members of PAWS, the Progressive Animal Welfare Society, tried to lure him with pieces of smelt. This gull obviously likes no strings attached.
Boy, he's a good-looking bird.
PAWS had hoped to get Larry out of the King Dome yesterday. The noise factor won't be much better when the King Bowl gives way to a concert by Pink Floyd.
Today is the first day I've seen those movies, and he was looking good. And
He was just happy to get out of that purse now.
oh yeah, he was.
He had nothing to do with the food at that time. He'd been spent a lot of time in clothes. So yeah, he was happy to get out of it. That's what took him so long. But once he was out, he wasn't leaving.
What do you think about the guy that rescued him?
Well, I'm glad he did.
There he is.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
What?
nice to meet you, Peggy Z.
It was front page news in Seattle when a man anonymously appeared in the middle of the night, rescued the bird, and disappeared.
My name is John Kane. I'm from Stanwood, and I saw all the stuff on TV, and I kind of knew if I could get in there, I could probably catch
him.
Just one night I decided I'll give it a shot. I took my fish pole and went down and got to the King Dome. There's a security guard up there. He let me in. I said, well, okay, that's cool. Let's see what I can do. Found some old smelt, and I set it out about on midfield and went ahead and put my set around it. Used banana peels to keep it circular. And then I strung out about 50 feet and got behind these carts. Took a while. He circled a few times, and he came down and landed and kept eyeballing the situation. And I'm behind the chair, kind of, come on. Pretty soon he hopped in there, and I let him have a couple good bites. When his head went down for the second one, I just started pulling and reeling as fast as I could, and got him by the two toes. And I took the bird out, walked out, tossed him up in the air, and he headed over towards the Smith Tower.
Thank gosh, yeah. We aren't in jail, and you can get kudos for, for getting our guy out, yeah.
After over 30 years, there was still one loose end to tie up.
What about that $500? I think it's about time, don't you? Here you go.
Oh, thank you, sweet girl. There it is.
500.
Hot dog.
Wow. Turn it over.
That's real.
What is it? I have no idea.
Turn it
Never-
over. Show them the back. There
never
it is.
seen a
$500 bill.
bill.
Been saving that all this time,
That's
haven't you?
right.